There we go. There we go. I'm here. How's it going, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see you all. Nick, I see you. Ken, I see you. Dennis, I see you. James, Isabella, Glenn, Victor, I see everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here. We've been working on our crypto school for a long time. And I've watched Sheldon build this course, which took him a long time. A lot of time, effort, energy, and you guys are the first people in the world to be experiencing Sniper School, which is it's a massive day. And more than that, great to see that there's 833 people joining us live and in person. We're going to spend the next 3, maybe 4 weeks together. We're going to be learning how to trade. We're going to be on our way to financial freedom. We're going to be building a network for life. We're going to be making crypto friends all around the world. And as you know, crypto is a super complicated, it can get super complicated and super scary sometimes. And there's nothing better than the network that you build. And so we're going to start here. You're going to get into teams and breakaway rooms. You are going to be on WhatsApps and Discords together, and you're going to build this network for life. So listen, without any further ado, let me introduce the man of the moment. Sheldino Tentino. So for those of you who don't know Sheldon's story, Sheldon is a great story. By now, you probably should have watched it on the app. I met Sheldon about 1.5 years ago when he came to watch a live filming of our Friday banter, and he was special. Sheldon was special. So Sheldon, the way I describe it is that Sheldon sees charts like chess prodigies see a chessboard. So like a normal person sees a chart, they see lines. But when Sheldon looks at a chart, he gets transported inside the chart. And the best thing about the way that Sheldon trades is that he doesn't complicate stuff. I've met hundreds and thousands of traders in my life. And I've watched hundreds and thousands of courses and stuff like that. And everyone overcomplicates stuff. And Sheldon is the first person that I've met that actually has something really, really simple. Anybody can do it once you understand the system, and it works. It just works. And it works better than all the complicated chartists that I've seen out there. It's just simply, it just works. And I've seen it, and I've seen it time and time and time again. So if ever you thought, you couldn't be a trader, if ever you doubted it, well, let me tell you that I think after being part of this course, anyone can become a trader. Yeah, so I think without further ado, let me hand over to Sheldon, the man of the moment. Sheldon, over to you, my friend.
What's up, bro? I'm glad you at least made it. Did you at least have a good Sunday, considering you were slightly late? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for all being here. I think for me, especially, it's a very proud moment. I am extremely nervous. I know I do this every day, but today I've jumped on here and I'm really nervous. I think it's quite weird to see all of the faces. I think I'm used to speaking to the little camera, so seeing all the faces is quite overwhelming. But guys, I want to say a massive thank you for firstly being our first students, for making a dream of mine possible. I think ever since I started Crypto Banter and I came in here, all I've ever wanted to do was to teach, not really predict where Bitcoin was going to go. And I think we started going with that, and ultimately I have learned some good trading skills and that along the journey, but it was never for me to sort of predict. It was more for me to teach my ways and to say, I've just done it slightly, not crazy. I used to live on it, and I used to live in my car with my computer and basically learn how to trade day for day, and then managed to slowly start getting a salary. Then my mom joined me, then my brother joined me, and then all of a sudden I started having all my friends and family ultimately training together. And I think one of the big things I want to start this off with is community. This is a big privilege to all be sitting in a room like this together. And I don't want you to just sit here and see all of these faces. I want you to use what's currently in front of you. So for me, one of the biggest thing was starting off I got invited to a little trading group when I just started of about 100 people. And it was very overwhelming and it was extremely busy. But ultimately out of that, I managed to pick out about 5 traders. And we actually made our own separate Zooms. And we started trading together. And ultimately, we all lost previously in the scam. We all lost money previously. We needed to know how this was going to work. And by us sitting together over time and working, we just helped each other so much. We kept each other's backs. When we wanted to quit, the other guy would help us. Even when you're having a bad run, I'll be running off of someone else that's having a good run. And ultimately, you have to remember that you've just started a course where you're about to learn one of the most valuable skills ever. But in order to become good at the skill, you need to have incredibly good foundation. And a foundation is a team. A team is really important for you to just have that little bit of backing, because this game's going to make you want to quit. It's going to make you think that it's you. It's going to make it, it's going to turn your own head against yourself many times throughout this journey. So the first one, guys, see who relates. Now, I don't know everyone's story out there. Some people are coming out to possibly become this millionaire. Maybe they want a yacht. Maybe they want these sort of things. But end of the day, everyone is coming out to do something different. Now, this is the second thing I want to talk about. Before you start this journey with me, you need to understand what you want out of crypto. It sounds quite crazy and anything like that, but you need to understand something. You want to become a millionaire? That's fine. But you can become a millionaire, be a day trader and trade every single day of your life and still never breathe. Did you join crypto to become a millionaire and still work for the rest of your life? And like ultimately you have to trade every day and you have to do these things. Or did you want some good money? You want to do it part-time. Let's say you actually want time. You actually want a life of traveling and you want a life of this. Like, you need to have a really good understanding of what you actually joined this for. And out of that, we're going to be using this course to build that foundation that's personalized for you. For me, I don't like working a lot in the day. We've been very busy and Run's been building this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful family and company. But ultimately, I don't want to work every day. And I had to start off as a day trader to learn the basic skills to get to the next step of being a swing trader, and then ultimately use the next steps to get me into an investor. And I just used the first step as the step one to break through to the next. So ultimately, what I've done throughout this whole course is I've taught you all the steps. But ultimately, you're going to choose which step you want to be in. You will have to start off with some of the smaller ones, but I'm just giving you the roadmap of how we learned. Now, a lot of people have spoken bad about leverage and these sort of things. And me too, you know, it is a really crazy, high risk sort of thing. But what leverage did do, it glued me to the screen for 3 months. That I could not sleep. I had heart palpitations. I had depression. I had all of these things. But what it did do is it made me scared, stare at the charts for 3 months straight. And ultimately out of that, I managed to understand my emotions and understand so much about myself throughout that time that I could then go and start picking myself up into the next sort of category and these sort of things. So the big thing, guys, is take the community of what we have now. I want you to relate to people that are in the same boat as you and what you're looking for. I asked the question simply last time when we did the first live event. What happens if you have $1 million? What are you doing tomorrow? Oh, that's a great question. I have no idea. Do you guys all know what you're going to do if you have $1 million tomorrow? Like, what are you chasing? Like, because I'll help you. I'll give you whatever. And I'm building these plans to give you the system of whatever we need to build. But you have to be realistic with yourself and understand the game that you're getting into and ultimately what you are trying to accomplish at the end of it. And then you got to realize you have to be realistic of where you're starting. Sometimes you do have to start off as a short-term trader to become this financial free investor that you want to become. If you only got $500, you can't become an investor right now. You can't even be building a long-term portfolio just yet. These are my opinions on it. You have not built what you need yet to become a long-term investor just yet. But if you want to become one, I'm going to help you the routes and the steps to get to that level of where you can become a long-term investor. And it's about being really realistic with yourself, being true to yourself, accepting where you're starting right now and where you want to go. And then we build the damn bridge that takes us there. Then we start building the step for step for step. Now, you need this community to help you stay motivated throughout the process. It may take you a year. It may take you 6 months. I was lucky. After 7 months, I already had a $300,000, $400,000 portfolio from $400. I was lucky in that sense because I've just put a lot of time. Not just time, but I also hit the bull run and I also joined at a specific time. But ultimately, we're going to then build that roadmap, and you need this community there to help us to keep you motivated through all of it. But if you really want to do it, and you really want to understand that I'm not just giving you knowledge, I'm not just teaching you how to trade charts, I'm not just teaching you anything like that. I'm giving the foundation to build a personalized system that is built for you. This game is extremely emotional. It's going to test every single emotion you've got, and that every single emotion will be your biggest mistakes. They're the ones that make you make really stupid mistakes. I want to remove that. I want to teach you how to trade like a robot. I want to give you the understanding of building, first understanding who you are, what your strengths and weaknesses are, but then building an ultimate system that you just have to follow it every single day. If I want to enter a trade, these 5 steps have to say I can enter the trade. Otherwise, I don't enter the trade. If I want to take profit, these 3 things tell me that I'm allowed to use my Bybit exchange. I'm allowed to use that TP points, and I'm allowed to get out of that trade. You know, I'm going to help build that foundation that you don't have to do anything but follow your simple rules and your simple system. And that's how I actually became a successful trader, because I'm way too emotional, way too emotional.
I want to interject here because a lot of people don't get to see Sheldon behind the scenes. And I've been lucky enough to watch how you trade and how you prepare for a trade and stuff like that. And I just want to run you guys through, when Sheldon says there's a system, often I'll say to him, what are you doing? And he says, I'm prepping for a trade. I'm like, what do you need to prep for a trade? You put money in your Bybit account and then you hit the button. He's like, no, I'm prepping for the trade. And that means that he's actually watching the screen. And it's almost like in his head, it's like a robot. It's like he waits for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 happens, he enters the trade. And if 4 out of 5 happen, he doesn't enter the trade. And that's what makes him so good, that he creates these very simple things. And it's literally as simple as, I'm going to wait for it to break the trend. Then I'm going to wait for the retest. Then I'm going to buy the retest. It's like literally that simple. But for him, it's like a computer. Either all 5 hit or they don't. And that's when he places the trade.
No, exactly. So sometimes it'll take me 2 weeks until I get an entry. It's really that true. So it does take that time and dedication, guys. And ultimately, what I'm teaching in the course, you'll be able to trade every day if you want. You'll be able to trade every once or twice a week. It doesn't matter. You're about to learn all of those skills. But end of the day, make sure you're doing what you want, please. That's one thing I'm asking you, extremely nice. Don't go and replace something that you hate every day and then go fill it with the same thing. You know, you hate being so busy, you hate being these things, and then you want to become a day trader and you enter the wrong thing and you end up being just as busy as what you were. Yes, you're free now, but you're not. You're continuously staring at charts and you're continuously staring at these specific things. So be realistic of what you want, and then let's build off of that, and let's start building the actual roadmap to that. But I do want to sit here one more time. We have 860 people. Well done to every single one of you being here. Thank you for always supporting me. I promise you, I'm not only going to just give my heart and soul every day throughout this whole entire course, but I'm going to be with you guys throughout the whole journey. I'm every day on Discord. I'm with you guys, and ultimately, ask Run. I came to him a few days ago. I'm like, dude, I want to do school full time. Like, ask him, you know what I mean? I said, dude, like, this is my passion. So thank you guys for being here. I think, Grant, let's jump into the next, and then I can start getting into the questions, and we can start.
I just want to say one more thing before Grant comes on. Just again, in this course, you're going to learn to be able to trade on any time frame. So I saw Sheldon filming stuff for day traders, for people who can only look at the screen once or twice a week, for people who are long-term investors. Every single one of those is going to be well covered in this course. It's simple as that. So, you know, don't think if you don't have the opportunity to look at the screen all day, if you've got a full-time job, don't think you're excluded. We're going to teach you a strategy that you can look at the screen once or twice a week. We'll teach you different time frames. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Granty, over to you.
Amazing. Yeah, welcome, guys. This is fantastic. I must just say, I feel like I represent a whole lot of you, because about a year ago, about 14 months ago when I joined Banter, I really wanted to learn how to trade. That was like high in my agenda. And obviously Sheldon was the natural choice. And it's amazing to come full circle now after a year and to be at his side while he's been filming all of this stuff, and to be one of the first people to go through all the lessons. And so as someone who's already gone through the course, I can tell you, you've got a lot to look forward to. You've got to push through to week 3, because week 3 is when the magic happens. And on that note, I'm going to take you guys through a little bit of course structure so that you have an idea of what to expect this week and what will come in the next week and then the week after that. So Gina, could you chuck that slide up for me? Just that course structure slide. Perfect, thank you. So in the first week, you're going to be learning a little bit about risk management and mindset. And we'll go through Sheldon's trading journal, as well as his some of his secrets. And
so it's going to be my risk to reward. It's going to be the
Yes.
mindset. It's going to be a simple rule system that you just to make sure you don't fall off the wagon. Guys, rules come from losses. So when you enter this game, understand one thing. If you buy a normal education, you pay for the course and you do it. This game, you pay for every single lesson. So when you hit that big loss, it's a rule in the book and we never do it again. And ultimately, I've had many losses. So I'll be teaching you my rule system that I use. Mindset, keeping that mindset strong, turning into a robot. Risk management, risk to reward, teaching you that it's okay to lose trades. As long as your wins are bigger than your losses, you can win 3, even 2 out of 10 trades and you'll make money. Like, that's ultimately, you've got to accept that and understand that. And then you'll be like, oh, wow, I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to be a genius. These little things. So that is definitely week 1.
Yeah. And heading into week 2, we're going to get into learning the actual tools in TradingView. And this is where Sheldon literally dissects it one by one, and he shows you where the tool is and how to use it. And that builds all the way into week 3, where he starts putting all these things together. And that's where he teaches you how to make money, whether the market's going up or going down. And then where it really all comes together in these short, mid, and long-term strategies. And that's where he actually will take all the tools he taught you in the previous week and pull them together and show you, okay, this is what Bitcoin's doing today. So let's look at all of the different tools and how they work together to know when to actually take the trade. And then we end the course with probably one of the most exciting, but also risky parts, which is the leverage side of things. And I'll leave that to Sheldon and the course as well. But guys, I'll just say you want to look forward to getting to that part of the course because it really is amazing. Now that I've done all of it, my sense of it is, wow, I can't believe how much simpler trading is than I thought it was. Once you actually understand the tools and the system, it's pretty straightforward. And then, as Rana said, it's robotic. If it takes 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5 of these indicators, then you know you can take the trade, and off you go. So really exciting stuff, guys. Moving on to the next.
I think, Grant, just another thing. During this course, you're going to hear the word leverage a lot, and outside of this course, you're probably also going to hear the word leverage a lot. And a lot of people will say to you that leverage is something that you should avoid, that leverage will get you wiped. And to be honest, those people are 100% right. Leverage will wipe you. Leverage will destroy you. Leverage will make you lose all your money if you don't know what you're doing. But if you know how to use leverage responsibly, it's probably the only tool that you have that can help you springboard from where you are to where you want to be faster than anything else. So it's like everything else. If you know how to use it and how to use it responsibly, then it becomes your best friend. It becomes possibly the only way that you can turn $400 into what Sheldon turned his money. You can't do that by just investing in something. You'd have to wait 10 years for that to happen. But you got to know how to use it. And that's why we've dedicated almost a week of this course just to teach you about responsible use of leverage.
Dude, it's like buying a Ferrari. If you don't know what you're doing, you can hurt yourself. That's how it works. So, guys, one thing you need to realize about why leverage and why a lot of these things are here. This course is personally what I experienced in my journey and what I'm teaching. Leverage is a huge part of where I got. Huge part. And ultimately, I'm just teaching you the roadmap of all the tools that I used across this. And if you use it right, the way I'm teaching you in this course is you're not allowed to open any leverage accounts once you've passed my few rules. Once you've passed my few steps, then you're only allowed to touch it. Like, we're making sure that it's a very structured thing. Week 2, I just want to quickly jump on what Grant was saying. Week 2, you're going to quickly learn all the tools. I'm going to teach you all the tools, all the indicators. What do you need to know to learn how to trade? Week 3, we start bringing it all together. Now we start working at how do we do short-term trading? How do we get those entries? How do we make those 10% trades? How do we make, 3 to 4 out of them? Ultimately, how do you take $100 to $500? To the next strategy on how to get $500 to $2,000. Then the next strategy from $2,000 to $10,000. And ultimately, what we've done is we've created that big roadmap. We all know I started that to the 1 million challenge. This is where the actual school represents all of that by giving you the full 100% structure. I wasn't able to do on the live shows because of a lot of people and a lot of inexperience. So I decided to teach a lot of that throughout this actual school, and giving you the actual roadmap of when you step into the next sort of phase, and when and how the strategy shift and what tools you need after that. So week 3 puts it really together. And then week 4 is a part of leverage, and it's a part of portfolio management and a splitting system of how you can actually start taking these accounts and opening businesses, and how you make one account open your business. That's for expenses. One can be for groceries. One can be for clothes. One can be for Christmas presents. Ultimately, I'm just going to teach you how you can start duplicating and start making these wallets. Starting off with one, how do you start building these? I like to call them businesses that create and build me what I need. Some of them are small businesses. Some of them are bigger businesses. I have one single wallet that is purely there to try and make salary for me every month. And then I have another one that is purely there to buy my little one toys. Like I even have a Lamborghini folder that I put in $2,000 of. I think it was $1,500 or something that I put in for Lamborghini, because I refuse to pay $300,000 for Lamborghini. But I'll create a wallet, and I'll create a roadmap, and I'll create a system, and one day I'll buy my Lamborghini for $1,500. That's the power. That's the power I want to teach you of building these businesses, and understanding that how you can actually create them for a purpose, and you'll have a rule and structure system for each and every single one of them. Guys, what you're learning here is not just crypto. You're learning money. For the first time ever, you're learning money, and you're learning how to create and duplicate it and build businesses within yourself. You're the only person behind that computer. You're the only one clicking. You are CEO of a business that costs you not a lot of money. It costs you initial capital to trade with, to make your money, yes, but ultimately it's you and your computer, and your teammates, and definitely your teammates too. Sorry, guys, continue, bro.
Amazing.
I get passionate, I get really passionate.
I just wanted to jump in there. I think just in light of what you're saying there, Sheldon, talking about like having each little business that's focused on a different goal, and just like seeing all the incredible stuff that's coming through in the chat, wanted to just pull 1 or 2 incredible comments that we saw coming through in terms of what people's goals are, what they're thinking about, what they're driving towards, and some super inspiring stuff. I'm just going to read out the names here that we captured from Christian Sambo. Talking about continuing funding orphanages that we have in India and Pakistan. Christian, are you with us? We'd love to hear a little bit more about that incredible sounding project. And that sounds, very inspiring. If you're comfortable to unmute, we'd love to hear from you.
Let's build a wallet and a system that can help that.
Amazing.
Absolutely. Christian, are you with us? Okay, cool. If he's struggling to unmute,
Remember to let him unmute himself, Gina.
There we go. Okay, there we go. Christian, if you unmute, there we go.
Hi.
Hi. Cool. Tell us a little bit more about your dream.
You go.
Now, being a Christian and a pastor, I have been helping some pastors in India and Pakistan who are helping children, and we have built different orphanages, one in India and one in Pakistan, where actually we are helping. I've been doing that for some years now, but just out of my own pocket. I work full time, and out of that, I've been helping them to keep the lights on and also bring some food for the kids. So that's it, and we want to
bro.
Something, we want to really go into the point where we make a foundation and all of those things, but all of that costs money, unfortunately. So we are doing that right now, and that's
amazing.
First million, that's one of my priorities. And the second priority, I have a South African wife. I live in the Netherlands. And she always wanted to fly first class to an exotic place. So that's my second place. But that's it.
Amazing. Very proud of you. You got a good heart, and that is super I promise you, it means a lot. Yeah, that's
super inspiring.
Very cool. Do you want to go for it? Do you want to ask another question, Gina? Or someone else?
we wanted to hear from Mark Murphy. Thank you, Christian, for sharing that. I think it's what's so awesome about that is that's like a really massive impact that you're having. But I also just want to note that not everybody's goal will be about, you know, extending far beyond your own personal goals, which is also like super important. And you know, I don't want anyone to feel like because of what Christian has shared, which is like so overwhelmingly impactful, you know, extending beyond his borders, whatever your goal is, it's significant and important to you. And I just want to, you know, emphasize that. But let's hear from Mark. Mark, are you with us? I just need, there we go.
How are we doing? You all right? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, yes, we can. Go
Good,
ahead.
thank you.
Hey, I can't tell you how grateful I am to be in this crypto school, honestly. You know, you've asked me to come and speak about, you know, my personal goals. So, you know, just on your story, Sheldon, you know, it really touched me because I think, you know, there's a lot of great people who are born from like a rock bottom or things that happen, which can create a determination and dedication in people. And that's my story also, you know, like I actually went to a rehabilitation centre in Durban in South Africa in 2008. Oh, wow. I live in the UK. But my partner of 8 years committed suicide. She had mental health problems and we had a 5-year-old daughter together. So, and I found comfort in alcohol. So I ended up realizing my daughter needed the best dad she could get. And at that time I was incapable of being the father that she deserved. So I reached out for help and support. I got flown to Durban, did a 6-month rehabilitation program. And after that, I came home and I've raised my daughter. And now she's 20 years old and I'm a granddad. But the thing is,
come on!
Can you believe I'm a granddad?
Yes, come on! Come on! But that's what it's about. Okay,
since I came back from rehab, I've helped and supported many other people. That became my life's purpose. I've run rehabilitation centres, supported housing projects. I've done public speaking internationally, you know, via Zoom. And my personal goal was to get financial freedom to set up my own rehabilitation centre and deliver international programs, you know, worldwide. However, I joined at the peak of the bull run. I invested all of my money and I've lost pretty much all of it within the last year. It was when you started doing your live shows, Sheldon, about trading. And I was like, wow, this guy knows his stuff. He's onto something. And since I sent you a message on Twitter, but you haven't had time to respond. And I've just been watching and learning and listening, and I've been trading and I've been doing what I can. And I've got quite a good understanding already, but I just think this system that you're talking about is going to put it all into place. So I've got a good solid foundation to enter a trade when I need to and when I shouldn't enter a trade. And I think that's going to be the missing key. So I'm really, really excited to be here. I'm so grateful for the opportunity, and I look forward to playing a part of this amazing thing you're doing.
Amazing.
Firstly, brother, wow. Firstly, it's like, yeah.
Go ahead. Oh.
No. Firstly, brother, I want to say that is an incredible story. Like the amount of pride that I sit here right now and I say, I'm so damn proud of you. That is absolutely incredible. Not only for what you've been through, but for picking yourself up and wanting to bring that across others. I think this is a huge part. You know, you spoke about me not replying on Twitter. You know, we haven't always had it easy throughout the last year or two. We haven't. At times we get attacked, at times we get lots of love, and that's how it works. But ultimately, to hear that, bro, and to hear what you've been through and how you hear, I know we bought the top. I know. Trust me, I bought the top that time, and I know it's extremely hard to grasp that. Obviously paid many different lessons, but firstly, your heart is there. What you've just accomplished to become a successful trader now is nothing. What you've just been through is like 20 times bigger than what this is. And you know, the power of doing a course like this now is all that you needed was structure. You have the knowledge, you've been dedicated, you've put your heart to it, you just needed the right order. And once you have the right order, you're soon going to have that penny drop moment to be like, holy shit, like this is it. And when you get there, you're like, was that really it? Like, it's actually an incredible, mind-blowing thing. So I just want to say I'm extremely proud of you. I'm extremely proud of you, and I'm so happy you're here, because I know you're going to be an incredible story.
Mark, thank you for opening up in front of this massive audience. Super
privilege.
I want to hear Anildo Mendez's story, because he's got a crypto banter frame, and you'll see when he talks. Anildo. Hold on, I think he's switching on his camera or his mic or something.
I'm looking for him on my screen to see if I can unmute. Kim, are you able to
His name
to
is
spotlight
Anildo
him?
Mendes.
Anildo?
Should we hear from Lilith while we're getting Anildo ready?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's perfect. Lilith, will you go ahead and share with us? You had a beautiful goal. We'd love to hear about it more.
Yes, thanks for inviting me here, and I'm really, really grateful that I couldn't be here. Yeah, I help mothers to be powerful enough to stand for their children. It's usually mothers that don't feel as though they're powerful enough to teach their children anything, and I want them to know that if they're powerful enough and feel just feel the love that they have for themselves, then their children will feel the love that they have for themselves as well. Instead of telling their children what to do the whole time, if they are standing on their feet, then their children will stand on their feet as well. And I coach women and I coach children, but I coach women one-on-one, and I really, really want to make a center for women to come together so they know that they're not on their own. So that's what I want to do.
That is incredible. Well done. I think you need Mama Sniper on your team, because for me, like Mama Sniper, she was the one that she taught me and my brother everything. She was the one always pounding us, and exactly what you just said. Stand in front of your kids. And it's one thing she did. She always backed, and she was always a really big role model for us. And it does play a big role. When my dad went down the bad routes and the wrong roads, we stuck by her, and she was that one that stood up strong. And we're here today. So I appreciate highly what you want to do. I'm proud of you, and let's make it happen. The only way you do it, though, the only way you do it, it's a sad reality of the world right now. Lead by example. Yeah, lead by example. All of a sudden, all the eyes turn to you, and then you can do the magic that you've always wanted to do. Well done.
Exactly. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Lilith. Let's hear from Anildo. Sorry, my pronunciation was incorrect there. Welcome.
It was correct, actually.
Okay. Good stuff.
It's Portuguese, so y'all can hear me. Nice. Y'all hear me, right?
Yeah, we
can. What's up?
Oh, great.
We hear you, bro.
I'm fine. Yeah, thank you for this course. I'm very excited. I'm dedicated to learn to control myself, my emotions. So I'm ready for the journey.
Fantastic.
My story is it's not that very interesting. I entered crypto the day before Elon Musk announced that he won't accept Bitcoin for Tesla. So it was a bad time. I entered at the top.
Basically the top, yes.
Basically the top.
Yes.
And I found you guys immediately after I entered crypto. So I've been following you now for maybe 14 months, 15 months now. And yeah, my goal is to quit my job and live and just live by trading and crypto. I'm a father of 4 kids. So I want to be able to provide everything they want. And of course I'm starting.
And other than the money, are you happy?
Actually, I am happy.
Okay,
I'm
great.
I'm very happy.
So you're in crypto now to just get the finances where they need to be. Fantastic. You see, exactly. At least you know that. That's a very important thing to know. Amazing.
No, exactly. That's my goal. So I'm starting as day trader, and my goal is also to trade less and less and less, just like you explained. And let's go from here.
Amazing. Well done, bro. Let's do it.
Thank you.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Cool. Thank you to everyone for sharing. I can see there's some itchy fingers to get stuck into the technical stuff, some questions that we've pulled out from the forums. Thank you, by the way, to everyone who has been posting some incredible stuff in the forums. I think that's where all the learning is going to happen, because Sheldon can bring you the information. Grant, I'm not sure if you want to spend just a minute or so covering the details on the exchanges and stuff, just to sort of provide clarity for everyone, and then we can move directly into the Q&A session.
I think just before you jump in here, I think super important that you guys understand the amount of work that goes into building a course like this. So first of all, I'll just run you through it. But first of all, just building an app that can accommodate 2,500 people all consuming videos at the same time with a reward system and stuff like that. Took us over a year to build. It was built by my brother Tomer and a very competent team. I literally imported my brother from Sweden because that's how big the task was, and I knew that he's one of the only people in the world that could do it. Then actually developing a course like this has taken us, I think, close to a year. First of all, deciding how to lay out the different content, then filming the content and editing the content, then having to throw it all away and start again because we realized that what we wanted to teach wasn't coming through properly. So it took us about a year to put the content together. And we're talking about a huge team doing this. So just to be clear, there's been a lot of work that's gone into this, both from a technological point of view and from a production point of view. And Grant's spearheaded the production side of the whole thing. He's really taken control of the thing, and you'll hear from Grant in a second. But I want to just say that courses like this in the market would cost you anything between $2,000 and $4,000. And that was another hurdle which we had to cross. We had to find a way to take what usually costs between $2,000 and $4,000, and even the ones that you get for between $2,000 and $4,000 don't have this live in-person interaction before, during, and after. It's just they let you do a course, which is like, that's what you get. We didn't want that. We wanted a family. We wanted to speak to you guys during your journey every single day. And the only way that we found, the only way that we could actually do that was by finding sponsors and literally saying, look, guys, we want to build this crypto school. We are looking for people on the same mission as us to educate as many people about crypto as possible. And we want to teach people to do this in a responsible way. And we went to many, many, many sponsors. Believe it or not, we even went to FTX at one point, and we couldn't come to an agreement.
Tell them about that. Yeah.
Our lucky stars aligned. And, you know, we now really think that we have the best sponsors to help you trade, to keep you safe. We have our favorite exchange, which is Bybit. Everyone knows we're pretty open about it. They've come on board and they've literally paid money to sponsor each and every single one of you on this journey. People like NordVPN, who keep you guys safe, people like Binance. So you may meet them along the way. And at some points, you may get to a paywall which says, hey guys, in order to get to this next video, you need to sign up with a Bybit account and you need to put money in so we can teach you how to trade with that money. It's very small amounts of money, but it's important that you have money, because otherwise, if you're not trading with us, if you're just reading and you're not trading, you're not learning anything. Unless your heart pounds and you sweat a little bit when you enter a trade, you ain't going to learn shit. And unless you take a loss and realize how effective a stop loss is, you ain't going to learn shit. This is not a theoretical course. This is a practical course. You're going to learn to trade. You're going to learn to protect your crypto, to store your crypto, to start different wallets. And all along the way, we found partners and sponsors to help you along your journey. And we don't expect you guys to trade with big amounts. We expect you guys to trade with $100, with $200, but you need to trade with us. Because if you ain't trading, you ain't learning anything. Trading is not a spectator sport. Anybody can sit on the side and say, oh, I would have entered the trade right there. Oh, and I would have exited the trade right there. Bullshit. I want to see you do the same thing. I want to see you do the same thing when your money's on the line. Then let's see how well you make decisions. Then let's see how well you honor your stop losses. And that's part of the program. That's part of the program here. Anyone can teach you a theoretical trading course. Garbage. By the end of this course, you guys are going to be trading and you guys are going to be making money. So I think just a big thank you to our sponsors. Remember, we've handpicked our sponsors. We've done due diligence on our sponsors. We've made sure that they are the safest exchanges, the best in execution. And I highly, highly, highly encourage you guys to open the accounts before the lesson. Like, I think next week we're going to be doing trades online. By that time, you got to have accounts and you got to have them funded. Don't arrive here next week and not have money in your accounts, because then you're going to be sitting here for half the workshop not having anything to do. And that's a big problem. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Grant. And I think just before we hand over to Grant, a big round of applause for Grant, because he's not only is he the head designer, an art director and brand manager of the school, but he's also the guy who's produced all the content, literally sitting on Sheldon's side saying, you didn't say that.
Every video right next to me.
Every single video. And when he's done with that, what does he do? He edits it. And when he's done with that, what does he do? He re-edits it. So everything that you see from that point of view is Grant. So I think, yeah, without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Grant. Grant.
Thanks so much, Ron. I really appreciate that. Guys, honestly, we have an amazing team around us. We've hired like full-time animators, full-time video editors, you name it, we've got it. So it's been amazing to to build this with Sheldon. And it's honestly a privilege to work with such amazing people, like really. Alrighty, so let's moving forward. Some practical things. So since this slide is up, the sponsorship and deposit slide, I'm going to just chat you through this. So basically the way that it works, guys, is that we figured out a way for you to kind of pay school fees, except you get to keep them, right? So these $250 that you got to put in, it's your money. You're going to get to trade with it. And as Ron said, you're going to need that money to actually trade. And we want you all to succeed. We want everyone to make a lot of bucks here. So you've got to start with something that's, a little something. And so that's that $250. And just to clarify this, because there's been a few people who've been a bit confused about it as we've been going through. So you only need to sign up with one of the exchanges to qualify for a full sponsorship and deposit into that exchange $250. You don't have to do it for all three exchanges. You don't have to sign up to all three exchanges.
Unless you already have an account, you've got to take out a second account. So that's the
bingo. So I'll get to that.
Yeah. Go for it.
I'll get to that. So there's three camps of people. So for the newbies who don't have exchange accounts, it's very easy. You guys can sign up to anyone. We recommend Bybit, as we've said, and deposit your bucks, and you are A for away for the whole course. If you signed up before through a banter link, through one of the referral links, then you're also going to be okay as long as you've put in $250 into that account at some point in the past. So you may already qualify without having to do anything. And then the third group of people is people who have already registered somehow on OKX, BitGet, Binance, and Bybit, which is amazing. If you have, well done. You're obviously quite experienced, but shame, those people are going to have to pay some bucks, and that paywall will come up at the end of, I think it's week 1, so quite soon basically. But we've given the first week for free so that those guys can also get a taste of the content and the quality that Sheldon is bringing, and then obviously can justify that cost. But honestly, having finished the course, I would price it much higher. It's unbelievably good. It really is fantastic. Okay, so moving on from that,
Grant, just to answer the question there, some people are asking, does it have to be a fiat drop, or can they send it from another exchange? It's just putting dollars basically.
You just need to have enough money so that you're not a spectator. So for example, if you really don't have $250, put in $100. We can't, as I said, trading is not a spectator sport. And to think that theoretically you can trade doesn't cut it. We want you to experience it. We want you to actually sit there, wait for the chart to break, and then enter the trade. And if you enter with $10, that's fine. But be there, as opposed to arrive and not have it, because you're going to miss half the course. It's like doing a driving course, but you're sitting in the passenger seat. It's easy my wife does it so well. She tells me, turn left, turn right. Why didn't you make the red light? Until she gets into the driver's seat herself, and then it's different. And that's why you need to, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. You need to show up, and you need to be ready to drive.
100%. I see Bomi Rupa on the chat has just said this other courses don't have this, other $2,000 courses don't have this community. And that's actually really the value of this community is really massive. And guys, on that note, if you get stuck with the exchanges or stuck with the lessons, reach out on the Discord group, specifically with the deposits. If you get stuck, reach out to the exchange support teams themselves. So directly to Bybit, directly to those exchanges, because the support teams are usually quite quick and very helpful. And if you really get stuck, go ahead and ask the question on the Discord. We're all here to help and support one another. So use the Discord, use the community. These connections are going to be absolutely vital going forward. And then just two practical things. There's a common issue of some people getting stuck on a lesson and not knowing why they can't progress to the next. Just make sure you've gone to the previous lesson and you've watched all the videos and completed the quiz. Because if you don't complete the quiz, you can't progress to the next lesson. So make sure you've done all of that and you should be fine to progress. And once again, if you get stuck, ask on Discord and someone will help you out. So just in terms of the structure, the next week's content is about to unlock in a couple hours, or maybe potentially right after the call. The next week's content will open up, and then it will be locked at the next live event. And then week 3's content will open after that event. And the reason for doing this is that we really need to give time for all of this teaching to sink in and for you to understand it, because it's a lot to cover in a short amount of time. So we've paced it in that way. And so that's how that's going to work. Okay, moving forward from that, I think the next thing is we want to do a little bit of Q&A, but Gina, over to you.
Yeah, no, that's totally the right spot. We pulled some questions from Discord, from the forums. We asked you all to post your questions, and they've been coming in hot and fast. So we pulled a couple that we thought Sheldon could just spend some time answering today. So Sheldon, from that list of questions that we had shared, I don't know if you just want to jump in right away and answer some of the things that came up. We can mention the go for it.
Yeah, so there is a few questions here. They are a little bit trading related, which will obviously, guys, one thing I want you to know about the live events is I'm going to be going in depth, and it's stuff that you're not going to get in the course. Like, it's going to be even more, basically, because we're going to take that, and then I'm going to start using some people's stories to start. I actually want to take some people from the audience and actually where they're sitting at right now, how do they build the next steps and the roadmap in order to get to where they want. I actually want to start doing a lot of those sort of things. So there is a lot of TA questions, which I'll go through now, but please pop any questions in the chat as well. And I'll also filter through those just so that I don't over confuse now and get into this big teaching mode, because we know I can get into it pretty quick.
Sheldon, before we let you go today, you're definitely teaching us something we didn't know. So you definitely need to teach us something before, because I came here because I wanted to learn something. So you have to teach us something. I did see questions in the chat around the deposit to the exchange, whether it's a fee. It's not a fee, it's your money. So you can withdraw it at any time. All we said is have money ready so that you can trade if you need to take a trade. But it's not, there's no cost. It's, once you put the money in the exchange, doesn't mean it's gone, doesn't mean it stays there. You can just withdraw it at any time. All our exchanges allow you to withdraw it without doing a KYC. Yeah, so I think that's, yeah, just to clarify that.
Okay, amazing. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go through some questions, guys. Let's get the first one here. So how to time getting in and out of trades. I'd like to know how to time getting in and out of trades effectively. I find myself getting quite stressed trying to time it. Would be great to cover this in detail in the course. So, and it's from Layla. So this is obviously a big one, you know, the timing of getting in and out of the trades. And I think we're in this mindset where the more we trade, the more money we're going to make. And ultimately, you're fighting two ways. You're fighting what the chart is telling you very clearly. You're fighting the fundamentals of what the world is trying to tell you. And then you're fighting what your ego is trying to tell you. So you have three different voices in your head. And that's why it gets quite hard when it comes to getting in and out of trades. So the way that I've done it, this is why a big part of TA and why I love technical analysis, because it eventually taught me to remove the actual emotions. And when I have 3 or 4 of these indicators telling me what to do, like, you know, and it sucks. It does suck sometimes. And it's something you have to be realistic with yourself, is sometimes the chart will tell you the trade needs to be taken at 2 in the morning. And then you may not trade for 5 days after that. But ultimately, if you've been wanting to get that specific trade, remember what I spoke about trading, that you are setting a step for step. You have 100 steps to get to where your main target is, right? But ultimately, you have to start with step 1 to step 2. And that is getting my account from $100 to $150. Ultimately, if that trade becomes available at 2 in the morning on a Thursday, because your 4 indicators are telling you to, you know, you basically trading when the market is telling you to trade. People think they can jump on and just trade, where you can, yes, if you're very short scalping and these things, but it's going to take you about a year and a half to learn that proper skill where you can just jump on and trade any sort of candles. Ultimately, timing trades and all of that will come when you have that simple system and you're trading when those indicators are telling you when to trade. And to be honest, right now it's about 2 times, if not 1 time a week, where everyone thinks day trading is where you make the money now. No, it's not. You know, if you can split your portfolio right and have the multiple trades running in the right way over the, in the current market we're at now, the money you make now is once a week. And sometimes you have to understand that. You know, sometimes I'm trading in a bull market where the market's raging. I can trade every single day. I can trade tons because I'm making money. The market's giving me the range. But the current market we have right now, you should only be trading once a week. So ultimately, you're going to have to learn to have this mindset where it's going to shape to whatever the current market state is or whatever the market's doing. And you will ideally have the full system that you've built through each stage of the market. And whenever you just shift to another stage, you just shift to that rule system and that your rules and all these sort of things. So the timing comes down to the basic system that you have, and not thinking that you're gonna, by you sitting there and trading more, you're gonna make more money. You have to understand you're gonna shift. We're in an exploding market that changes all the time, and you need to shift with it and understand, are you a fish? Are you a shark? It gets eaten by guys that have no idea what they're doing. But the guys that do know, it's a very small percentage, they get rich really quick. And that's ultimately the systems that I'm trying to teach. Second question, do day traders have a limit of how much they go into the market? For example, we just all deposited 250 USDT as a day trader. Am I using all of it in the day and then getting out at the end of the day, or am I keeping some as reserve? Also to grow my account quickly as I'm keeping a percentage of profits that I'm not touching. From Kunjan Crypto. So basically it's saying here, that's $250, you know, am I trading it fully every day? It all depends. It all depends. So remember what I said about if you do have a day trading account or a day trading sort of system, they're usually very small systems. They're systems that are possibly buying you bread every day or buying, you know, little things. So if you have a small business that is there for small things, that's probably one of the only businesses that will be running on a daily basis. Remember, we're splitting your portfolio into businesses, little specific needs that you need in your life. And maybe some of them are small amounts, and you only need small amounts for this little business and what it needs to generate. But ultimately, is that $250 going to make you $50 a day? Realistically, no, because it's not at the right size. So when can you make $50 a day quite easily? Maybe when that account's $2,000. So ultimately, that business is not ready to launch. We need to now get that account to the $2,000 level, and then you can only drop this new business that makes you $50 a day. So it's about being realistic. People think, you know, am I going to trade that full $250 every day now, in and out, and these sort of things? No, because right now, firstly, the market is not a day trading market. So we'll be trading that twice a week, but ultimately we're building the roadmap to get that to $2,000. Then we can have that system to make it $50 a day. Then on top of that, you want to create another business that you only need money every 3 weeks. Okay, cool. How much do you need? No, I need $200 every 3 weeks. Okay, is a $250 account going to do that for you right now? No, it's not. So how can we get that into its own generator business that can bring you money in every 3 weeks? And that little business will only trade once a week, maybe twice a week. You know, so each business is going to have different ways of where it's trading. And that's ultimately what I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to teach you that there's 3 ways that you can be a trader. You can be extreme short-term trader, a medium-term trader, or a long-term trader. Or you can be all of them. And ultimately, you can choose what business you want to build on what model. If it's a small one and you need quick cash to come in, you can build a small business on the quick time frame model. If you want to build one that only brings in every 2 months, because that's only when you need it, you can build a business that runs on those models. And ultimately, you're able to shift to either to each of them. You are all of the traders. People think you have to be one of them. I'm teaching you how to become all of them. What should a daily routine be for TA? For TA, discover good setups. Daily routine. This is very simple, guys. You'll learn this next week. It's your checklist. Your checklist. Remember, I'm teaching you how to make money if the market goes down too. There's always going to be trades. The market's trending very often, and you know, maybe it goes quiet for a week or so, but ultimately the market's always moving in one direction pretty quickly. So you'll have a daily routine system to check every day to see either I'm shorting. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to zoom out. Am I shorting? Am I longing? You know the direction now. You know the pattern that we are in. And now ultimately you could start planning your trade and your percentage move that you need for the next trade. So I'll be giving you the daily routine. What are some of the useful suggestions to avoid losing everything when trading? Leverage. Okay, so with leverage, guys, and how I'm going to teach it to you guys, you're only allowed to trade leverage when you have free money. Now, free money is, if you have a $250 account now, you're not ready for leverage. Like you can't get there yet. But if you now make your $250 $300, that $50 you can use to open a leverage account. Firstly, you're never taking it out of your own personal money. because you're going to be very emotionally attached if you do. Now, I know if I had to go put $10,000 of my own money right now into a trade, I'm not going to stop staring at that thing because I don't want to lose money on my $10,000. But ultimately, if I made, you know, the $5,000 or $10,000 on a trade last week, and I use that as a leverage business now, first understanding what is the business and what is it there to generate. Do you know why people don't make money in this market and why they struggle very much? Because they have no damn roadmap of what that trading account is actually for. That's basically it. Let me put this in and maybe it makes me very rich and that's it. There's no structure, there's no levels. You don't even know when to take it out. You have no plan, and that's why it will make you money and then suck it all from you. Like you're just falling a very part of being a sheep in the system by not doing that. So by making that free money and turning it into a non-emotional system and give it a purpose of what it's there for, you'll soon see how powerful the system comes and how we then use the leverage to then fill up the spot. And then once you're done with that, we can open another business and that can also fill in. And then we open you a cash business, which is expenses, and we fill that in. Then we open you a dips business. So whenever the market dumps on us and we didn't get out or we bought the top, we have money for all the dips. And ultimately, we're going to start building this whole beautiful ecosystem that all has purpose, all has understanding, and they all filter into each other. Those are the 3 questions that we have there. Is there any in the chat? Does it make sense, guys? Does it make sense? Thumbs up. Am I just says making sense? You love it. Okay, great. I feed off you guys. You tell me.
I saw one here, Sheldon, from Marquez. Please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your name. That this is a global audience, so everyone's across different time zones, as we know. And does this affect the different patterns in the charts and the timing? So how does this influence the trading system? Sort of, if you're watching something at a certain point and you do the rules apply, and would it be influenced by where you are in the world?
No. The rules wouldn't apply. Like if you in the US, it's a lot better than where we are in South Africa, because you guys get the wake up times and when the candles go crazy and these sort of things. You know, even Australia, not really. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you will have to trade at odd times. You're just getting up, putting in risk to reward, set the whole system up, and then you go back to bed. But ultimately, you know, you're going to learn the skill that you don't have to trade all the time. And the chart will tell you when to trade. And, you know, if you just respect that, I don't mind getting up 2 in the morning if it's to build the right account and to make me my $10,000. Only once every 3 weeks or like once everything. I don't mind it. As long as I'm not wasting my time and I'm getting up and staring at you know, candles and it's not doing anything that I needed to do. So it doesn't affect it. No.
Cool. I'm just scanning the chats here. If anyone wants to just pop a hand up, if you have a burning question that we can answer here, then we can give you unmuting rights and you can go ahead and chat with us.
Someone was just asking a question on the chat as well around exchanges and depositing. Just to make it really clear, full sponsorship only requires 1 exchange with $250 on it. That's it, just one, and only one set of $250.
Cool. I saw a question here by Richard Dite. I often take trades that tend to do well, but I leave the position open for too long and then lose money. Is greed holding me back? What would be your advice around that? I'm sure this is probably something that resonates with a bunch of people. Has Sheldon frozen just for me?
I think he's frozen for me too.
He's probably going to say what he's been saying on the whole course, which is that if you... I can't remember right now. Give me a second.
Okay, and here's Richard.
What was the question? I think he'll join. What was the question?
The question was, I often take trades that tend to do well, but then I leave the position open for too long and lose money. So is my greed
that's the one. I remember now. Yeah. Yeah. You said you only have to win 3 out of 10 trades.
So that's what that's one of the things that Sheldon taught me, is that no matter how much you love something, no matter how much money you're making, take profit. And he literally puts these little boxes, and as soon as he enters the trade, he actually puts the take profit immediately on, and then he walks away from his monitor. I'm like, dude, like, don't you want to watch it? Maybe no. I've got my rule. My rule is I get in at this point and I get out at that point, and that's it. So
No, exactly. And I have other accounts in case it goes in other directions. It's that, guys, if you don't learn to cap these trades or understand what they're there for, you're just going to go through this rich, poor, rich, poor, rich, poor. And it sucks. Trust me, eventually you bump your head enough and you say, not anymore. But allow yourself to feel that too. So we'll give you a little account that you can go and blow up now and then, just so you can feel the soul, because, you know, people feel like they need to like do these things. So we'll make a little business for you, and that can be a little kamikaze business where you just go wild and feel that little bit of that side in you. But then you still have responsible businesses that are doing what they need to do on the side.
Cool, awesome. We had Paul who had a hand up. I don't know if we can spotlight Paul for a moment. Where's Paul gone? He was on my screen a minute ago. I wanted to unmute him. Paul, will you pop your hand up again for us? In the meantime, if the rest of the team picks up any other questions in the chat, feel free to. There we go. There's Paul. Let me ask you to unmute. Are you able to unmute, Paul? There we go.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Question B, would you keep, for any exchanges you've got, would you keep all your coins or all your money on a hard wallet and just leave just enough money on to trade with? Or
I want to answer
for now,
this.
yes.
I want to answer this.
Okay,
I want to answer this. I want to answer this. I said this on my show, and I'm going to say it again. Exchanges are like whorehouses. You go in, you do your business, and you leave.
I wouldn't know what you're talking about.
And when you leave, you take your money with you. You pay for your services, and you take your money with you. Even the best exchanges, the reason why we got into this movement was because we wanted to be in control of our own money, not because we wanted to put money into a new type of bank. And for that matter, a bank that is maybe more unregulated than the previous banks. There is no excuse in crypto to leave money on an exchange unless it's a very small amount of money and it's better off on the exchange and you potentially not remembering the key phrases. We're in this because we want financial freedom. We're in this because we want money that's unconfiscatable. We're in this because we don't want middlemen. And if you're leaving your money in an exchange, well, you've seen that. Who would have thought that FTX would have been the exchange to collapse? No one would have thought that. Everyone thought FTX was the most sound, fastest growing, best exchange in the world. Turns out it was the biggest scam in crypto. Now,
can you put a link on for a good hard wallet then, so people?
Well, I think the Ledger and Trezor on it, and you don't even have to go with a physical wallet. You can just go with a software wallet. You know, even things like My Ether wallet or MetaMask or all those ones, they're all cool. You can use those ones, but don't leave your money on exchanges. And I say the following: we have done a massive due diligence on all our exchange partners. When we did the due diligence, we think that all of them are pretty safe. But I'm also going to say that had we done the same due diligence on FTX, we would have thought FTX was safe.
So MetaMask is as safe as like a hard wallet or something like that, would you say?
MetaMask is a browser extension on Google Chrome. You download the browser extension onto Google.
Yeah, I've got MetaMask.
Yeah, you use MetaMask. MetaMask is a great Ethereum wallet, and then go and find an equivalent for Bitcoin. We'll help you along the way. We'll help you along the way. In fact, maybe next week we'll recommend a whole lot of wallets. But as I say, and the reason why I've made such a crude and such a bold statement, because I really want you to remember it. Exchanges are like walking into a whorehouse. You get in, you do your business, you pay, and you get out, and you take your money with you. That's how it is. Even the best exchanges, and really, like I said to you, we love our exchange partners. We've tested them a million times. Binance, Bybit, all of them. We know Bybit is safe. We know Binance is safe. But even with that, we still only put as much money onto exchanges as we need to trade. We trade as much as we need to trade. And when we're finished trading, we take our money off. I sometimes leave a couple of $1,000 just in case there's a quick trade that I need to take. And I don't have time to transfer money on, but that's it. The rest, I take my profits, I walk out the door.
Money that you can use only.
Yeah.
Just to say also, Paul, there's been a lot of discussion and questions around wallets in the Discord, and one of our moderators who couldn't join us today, Chaos, you guys have probably seen him all over the show. He's in the Banter YouTube channels, and he's one of our moderators in our Discord, and he wanted to run and is open to running a bunch of AMAs, Ask Me Anythings, where you can all jump into the voice channel and talk through a bunch of different wallets. But that there's incredible knowledge and information being shared in the Discord with people from the community who have experience, who've been in the market for a couple of years, and who've been experimenting with different wallets based on all the questions around safety. So please make use of that opportunity.
100%. You got to know that there's a massive cross section of experts and newbies on the Discord. And really, from the first crypto school, we ran 3 groups, and that was one of the things that people loved the most. So really make use of that and get what you need from the community.
Absolutely. Let's see a bunch of questions, and I am conscious of time. We also are going to be jumping into some breakout rooms so you can meet the people from your regional teams. But let's hear from Daniel. Daniel, you've had your hand up for a while. Let's hear your question.
I just had more of a statement instead of a question. When you try and sign up on Binance US on the phone, on your app, it automatically takes you to the app, not a website. So the referral link doesn't work when you're using it on the phone. You have to use Binance US on a computer when you're trying to sign up to the Sniper School app.
That shouldn't be
great to know. Thanks for that, Dan.
Yeah, we should check that out.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing that information. I know there have been a bunch of questions around the Binance US referral links and signups and refer and what referral ID you should be putting in.
Use. Yeah.
Yes.
You can't use the app one. Use the PC.
Yes. Okay, cool. So use a PC, and if you still have questions, just keep reaching out, and we'll try and gather all the information into one piece. So anyone using Binance US sort of gets all the information they need. So thanks for bringing that up.
It shouldn't be like that. We should fix it. It shouldn't be like that.
Sure. Cool. Thanks, Daniel. Let's hear from Anthony. Oh, sorry. I muted you by accident again. There we go.
All right. First things first. Grant, Gina, Sheldon.
Yo.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure, brother. Absolute pleasure. Happy to have you.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here. Real quick, can you guys please touch on the importance of VPIs and why? We're speaking on, Rand just spoke about confiscations, and that really rings a bell for me, especially what's going on with this FTX and what I'm hearing about this whole some clause law, where some people that happen to get out, they might be stuck having to put it back in. Going forward, just quick question. Can we give a quick in-depth on why VPIs are important for us as a community? And that's it. Thank you, guys. Have a great one.
Cool. Ron, have you got this one?
I don't know what a BPI is, but I thought it was just me.
He means VPN. He means VPN.
Oh, VPNs. Okay.
VPN.
Okay.
I was also like.
Okay.
What?
So let me explain to you. Let me explain to you why we need a VPN. So, whenever you are surfing any website, and when I say any website, any DeFi application, any exchange, what your computer, before your computer interacts with that website, exchange, application, your computer has a unique number, which is called an IP address. It basically says, hey, this computer is based in Cape Town, South Africa, and it is this kind of computer, and I want to interact with your app. And from that point on, every time that you log on, that's how the computer knows that, hey, that's that same computer over there. Now, there's a few problems with that. The first thing is it gives away your location. I don't know if it tell you what the issues are with giving away your location. The first thing is there are a lot of crypto apps that you don't really want them to know where your location is. Number two, if there is a hacker anywhere in sight, for one, he knows exactly where you are and where he needs to hack you. Okay, so that's just the two reasons. Now, when you use a VPN, you can pretend to be any computer anywhere in the world. So when I surf, one day I surf as if I'm in Portugal, one day I surf as if I'm in Singapore, one day I surf as if I'm in Hong Kong, and therefore I make it almost impossible for any hacker or any exchange or any crypto application to know exactly where I am. And I mean, there are other cool things that you can do with a VPN. For one, Like in South Africa, we don't get access to US streaming services. We just can't because of the copyright laws of US streaming services. So like if I want to watch something on Netflix, usually it's not available in South Africa. What I do, I log on as if I'm in the United States. I set my VPN onto United States. I pretend I'm from the US and I've got the whole catalog of things that I want to browse, etc. A lot of apps, like there's a lot of apps that you can't download unless if you're in the United States. And there are a lot of apps that you can't download if you're out of the United States. And so that's why a VPN is super useful. Now, a VPN sounds very fancy and complicated. It costs $3 a month with our partnership with NordVPN. Like $3 a month to protect your identity and protect your crypto and protect your computer against hacks. Sounds like a no-brainer to me. And really, really, really something that you need to have in your starter kit when you are surfing.
Cool. Thanks for taking that one. I hope that answered your question. And yeah, again, if there are further questions that you have, Anthony, about VPNs and other sort of security mechanisms, a whole lot of the people in this community are alumni of the introductory course, where there was like a massive piece of content around security. And I think there's a lot of amazing knowledge that can be shared. Perhaps in one of the forums, we could have a security focused area where people can sort of dive in with some detail around security related items. I think let's move on. Let's take maybe 2 or 3 more questions, and then we're going to move out into our breakout rooms because I am conscious of time. We are moving swiftly along. So sure, so many hands up. Let's come to Vlad.
Hello, everybody. I have a question about the school, if you guys can help me. So we will have the videos that we have to take the quizzes after. We'll have the workshops. Will we be able to receive some kind of charts in our email, some kind of paperwork that we can study after that? Because I don't know if everybody has the time to do it all at once, but some of us work and we need help to process everything.
So a couple of things. The first layer is we've made the videos really short and really simple. Like you'll notice that probably the longest video is 10 minutes. Most videos are like 2, 3, 4 minutes. Like you'll notice like, and you know, the reason is, I mean, it sounds funny, but we kind of said like, listen, when you get 2 seconds to go to the bathroom, bang, put on and watch a thing. You're sitting on the train, you got 5 minutes before the next stop, bang, be able to watch a video. That's how we structured the course. You can keep going back to videos whenever you want. On top of that, you have the Discord, and inside the Discord, we've put our moderators who are part of our team to assist you. So it means that if you don't know something, then just go to the Discord and say, hey guys, need a bit more information on this. One of the moderators will definitely come and help you within a couple of minutes and guide you through it. Then lastly, you've got your own team. So you're all part of breakaway rooms, which I think you'll be put in a second. And your team, the way we've done it is we've specifically allocated you to teams in your own time zone so that those people can help you. And so you've got multiple layers of support. If you didn't pick it up from the video and you couldn't ask the question here at the live workshops, you can ask it in the Discord. If no one helps you in Discord, you can ask your team. And if you really can't get anything from there, then all of us are available for you. So that's how we structure the course.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Ran. Just, I think if let's go with Hector next, and then for our last question, if anyone's got a burning question, especially for Sheldon, we've got Sheldon in the house, and we want to make the most of the time that he's got with us here.
They're about to hear me for 4 weeks straight. I'm giving them leeway. It's okay. They're going to hear my voice nonstop.
Cool.
You know, I think before you answer, well, right after we bring this guy on, I think chat to everyone about teams and points. There's a few questions coming through in the chat around that.
Okay, sure, we'll do. Let's hear from Hector. Go for it, Hector. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Thank you, Gina. Good to see you, everybody. I'm going to save time because I will save all my questions for the course. I just want to really thank you from the bottom of my heart for this thing you are doing for all of us, because this is amazing. And the fact that you are teaching more than 1,000 people right now, I think gives us like the obligation to do the same once we learn and we become snipers, to teach at least 50 people, at least, or 100 people, then we can, 100x your legacy. And I think it's our commitment to try to keep on this legacy. So thank you very much. It's my
Thank you, bro. That means a lot.
Thank you. So
it's your birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday!
Best gift that you're giving me. So thank you for having me again.
Massive happy birthday.
Awesome. Thank you, Hector. And we still owe you a t-shirt. It's on the list to be delivered all the way to Peru, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, we still owe you. It's coming your way, sir. It's coming your way. Happy birthday. Cool. Listen, I'm seeing all the hands up. I am conscious of time. And so I think I'm going to pause the questions there, and apologies to the people who have been waiting. But please just keep those hands coming. In every live event, there'll be opportunity for Q&A with Sheldon. I mean, that's going to be the bulk. This event was unique because we were doing a whole bunch of introductory stuff, but the bulk of the workshops are going to be Q&A with Sheldon, focusing on all the detail and complexity of the trading stuff in the actual course itself. And then I have seen some repeat questions that have come up. There was the one that we did ask earlier, which I believe didn't really get answered as it was hoped. So if your question didn't get answered, please post it in the forum. I'll recognize it was the one around the timeframes and the time zones. Please repost that question in the forum, and let's pass it on to Sheldon so he can actually just type it back in the Discord and give you a more structured answer that hopefully you're looking for. So on that note, Grant pointed us in the direction of talking about teams. I'm going to just pull up the slide very, very quickly. Be that boring person who brings up the slide, but just useful to have as a reference point. What is the value you can get from the community? I think a lot of you have been incredibly engaging, just spending so much time in there. I want to just send a huge shout out to our moderators. You've seen them. I won't be able to mention all the names now just off the top of my head, but we've got so many incredible people. We've got Sunshine, we've got Terry Lynn, we've got Canada Chill. You'll recognize all their names. Waz, we've got Mason, we've got Finola. Forgive me if I'm missing people. And of course, Crypto Jackie, the legend who's part of the Crypto School team that is looking after you in the Discord. To all of our mods, huge shout out to you. You guys have been incredible in creating this unbelievable warm culture and welcoming everybody in. And I hope everyone will take that on and continue that spirit and energy that we've seen so far. So very exciting to see the chats going on, and especially to see the chats going on in the team channels. So on that note, you would have noted you've been allocated to a team which is regional. You've been sort of popped into quite a big team, which is, for those of you who are alumni of the original course, it's quite a different setup to what you experienced. And the reason for the bigger teams is we want to make sure that through the course, as people maybe have less time to engage or are not able to be online as often as they'd like, that there's always a good active group of people in there that you can engage with, ask questions, talk to, and start to form these trading circles and these sort of trading buddies that Sheldon speaks about. And so as you start to learn more about one another in those team channels, you'll maybe start to realize, okay, brilliant. So we're in Europe, but there's a bunch of us in Spain, and we want to start having conversations in Spanish and talking about long-term investment only, or we want to focus on this particular goal. And so as you start to learn more about one another, you'll be able to start focusing in and start forming those slightly smaller groups through direct messages, or whether you choose to set up WhatsApp groups. But this broader team is here to support you. You'll have moderators in your team channel. You would have noted them already. They are set up in the same regions as you, so they'll be available in the same time zone as you. On the points, people get very competitive, and you will be competing as these regional teams. So you will see a leaderboard next week with your team either in the spotlight or trailing behind. So this is hot competition. The way you compete is by completing the lessons in the course. So each person's score contributes to the overall team score, but a little caveat to that is only the active participants. So only if you've got 1,000 points or more will your score contribute to the overall team average score. So everybody has got to be completing the lessons, getting through the course. And we're not just saying that to get points and be on the leaderboard. We're saying that because, of course, you want to get the information and you want to get to the end of this so that you can improve your trading skills. So I really want to encourage you guys to stay inspired by your team and work with your team, encourage each other, motivate each other to get to the end of the course. We do know that life can get in the way sometimes, but I want to really encourage you guys to have some fun with it. There'll be quizzes along the way, and just go in there and make the most of that smaller team community that with people who you can ultimately connect with, hopefully in your actual cities and meet in person down the line. Forums, as you know, there are multiple forums. I know it's really noisy, especially if you're new to Discord. It's difficult to try and filter through all the information. The forums is where we're trying to really consolidate important information. So where there are important questions, particularly around the technical stuff, the stuff related to the things you're learning, if you have a question, post it. If you have an answer, go in there and post it. We've been asking you guys to do that already and really want to encourage you to continue to do that. So just when you're posting in the forum, type it in. And if you see there's a similar question, maybe go in there first before adding a new post so that we start to consolidate what's going on in those forums. But already we've seen some amazing stuff. And as it was noted earlier, every week we'll be pulling questions from the forums that we'll share with Sheldon, and he'll be answering those in the live events, in addition to stuff that comes through in the actual session. The moderators, I sent a shout out, and they're there to support you. They are passionate about this. Just to let you know, they are volunteering their time, hours and hours of their time to support you guys here. So please, just acknowledge them and enjoy the journey with them. They are just so passionate and willing to be here and to help you. So thank you to the mod team. Really, really appreciate you guys. And then, of course, as you would have seen, Sheldon's already spent some time with us in Discord a couple of days last week. We'll do probably combination depending on what seems to work, either texting, which I think for Sheldon is much more time consuming and hardcore to try and get those detailed answers out. But I think the live chill and chat in the live stage worked pretty well.
That was fun. That was great.
So we'll probably be engaging in that way. So Sheldon will be in there every day at 3 p.m. GMT. So unfortunately for our folk who are across the world, we might not be able to replicate or add a different session for that particular part. But the live workshops that are coming up, the great and exciting news is, so Sheldon will be with us every day in Discord at 3 p.m. GMT, but for the remaining workshops, we've got 3 workshops following today's welcome event. We are going to be having two different live workshops on the same day. So Mondays will be our live workshop day, and we'll have 2 time slots to accommodate the different time zones. So you only need to attend one. It will be exactly the same session repeated twice with Sheldon, who'll be leading the conversation, and Grant and the rest of the team. So you'll have all the information you need for that in the actual workshop lessons in the learning platform. And then of course, keep an eye out in Discord in the announcements for updates on the times and where to register and all of the details you'll need to know. So we hope that will help to accommodate all the people across the Asia Pacific side, so that you guys can join us and not be trying to keep your eyes open.
Sorry, I see one of the questions here. Do these live workshops get recorded?
Yes, they do get recorded. Of course, we do want to have a record of it, but and they are likely to be shared in the platform following
it will probably just be later. Yeah,
will be later. So
yeah, it will be quite a bit later.
We really do want to encourage you to be here live. As you can see, the
No. You must. If you want to become snipers, you must. You join me, and we all do it together. We all put the time in together. We all hit it.
Exactly. So this is what you can expect. Next steps, complete the verification. So most of you have probably already done that. So make sure you sign up with the referral links. Make sure you deposit the necessary funds, whether it's fiat or it's transferring from another exchange. Complete all your week 2 videos. So after this, you'll be able to unlock. Sorry, it's week 1, Grant. I think we might have typed that in wrong. So excuse that typo there, but you're going to complete all the videos for this week leading up to workshop 1, which will be next Monday. And then as you know, there'll be a daily live Discord with Sheldon, and next week's live workshop where we'll be kicking off with more detail. So that is what you can anticipate over the next week. And of course, just stick around in the forums and chat with us in Discord. It's great to have you guys there. So on that note, we are, I think, officially done with our session here. But for those of you that have the ability from a time perspective to stick around, we'd love you to stick around. We're going to break out into breakout rooms, and those breakout rooms are going to be made up of the people who are already in your team. So we'll have Team America's breakout room, Team Europe breakout room, etc. So you'll have an opportunity to actually jump in, see the faces of the people that you're interacting with in Discord, which will just sort of humanize everything, and you really start, engaging, breaking the ice, sharing your stories, because this, as Sheldon said earlier on and has repeated, I think, many times, this is the place where you're going to meet that network of support for life. You're going to meet your trading people, and those people are going to be your trading network for life. And this is a unique opportunity because it's so hard to really connect. It's really hard to sorry, Ran, did you want to add something?
No, sorry, no, it's all good.
Okay, cool. So really take advantage of this incredible crowd of people who clearly have a passion and a love and an energy and a drive, just based on everything that's been shared today. So from on that note, I think I'm going to sort of close out the session officially. After the breakout rooms, feel free to jump off. No need to come back to the main room. I'll hand over to Sheldon for any last words, because unfortunately Sheldon's got to run. He's got some family visiting. So Sheldon, I'll hand over to you, and then we'll jump into the breakout rooms. Oh, he's frozen again. Damn. So there was a question how to get into the breakout room. You'll be automatically assigned. You don't have to do anything, and you'll find yourself in another room of people, and there'll be some moderators there. You'll actually get to see the mods in person. You'll see their faces, and you'll be engaging with them. So that's it from my side. I don't know if any of the rest of the team want to add anything else. Grant, any closing words? I see Sheldon hasn't rejoined.
I love you all. Thank you.
There he is.
Let's do it. Come on. Cheers,
awesome.
guys.
Thank you, Sheldon. See you in the breakout rooms, guys. Have a lovely day or rest of your evening or wherever you are in the world. And those of you across the world in Australia, New Zealand, sleep tight.